Good evening from London, wrestling fans. I'm your host, Ben Allison, and you are listening to Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast, your one-stop shop for professional wrestling, insight, news, and reviews on a daily basis. Today, we're going to be talking about MJF's comment about already being a Hall of Fame talent, a New Japan star challenging Randy Orton, Tony Khan's late night tweets, and if Enzo Amore, former WWE star Enzo Amore, should join Big Cass in AEW, plus previewing tonight's episode of SmackDown and NXT Battleground for this Saturday or Sunday, I think it is. But we'll be getting into all of that and more. But before we do, I need to introduce the panel. How are you today, Clark?
I'm doing well. Happy Friday. I'm stoked to be here. Got a lot of good wrestling coming up this weekend. I'm excited about Battleground, of course. I'm excited to get into it today. Let's talk about it. We got the sweetest crew.
Absolutely, we do. Also joining us today, we have Shad. How are you today, Shad? You're muted.
I'm sorry. I'm doing well, man. Another year older, another day to the year older. Just got back from watching the new Bad Boys movie, and I must say, I'm not gonna make any spoilers, but it felt good to see Will Smith in a marriage in that movie that looked a little bit more healthy. Sorry, Jada.
Whoops.
Oh gosh. Also joining us, we have a comment here from Kobe Galanzowski saying about time. Well, also joining us, we have the man who's made us all late today because he couldn't press the on button on his Wi-Fi. How are you today, Chaos?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Black people time, you know how it is. We no, never late, but always on time, with whatever that saying is. But anyway, I'm happy to be here, and yeah, I'm just here with my Yeet shirt, my Wraith Drink Energy, which is, by the way,
Oh no, his connection issues are back. It's the return of the century.
If that gives you a reason to want to drink Wraith Energy, it's a reason. It'll make you freeze in time.
This is still better than Prime. That's what I can say. This doesn't bleach my colon.
It defies the time-space continuum.
That joy made you just do the.
It completely froze time. I don't know if you know that. If Red Bull gives you wings, Rafe freezes time.
Definitely. I'll rather have that for sure. Sorry about that. I'm here.
But the Wi-Fi issues are back, but so are we, and so is MJF. Clark, I'm going to bring you in for this first one. Of course, MJF returned at Double or Nothing. Now he returned this week on AEW Dynamite, but before his Dynamite appearance, he did an interview with Sports Illustrated where he made the claim that, firstly, he's one of the best wrestling talents ever in the world right now and just of all time. Very MJF thing to say. But he also said that if he was to retire right now, he'd be a Hall of Fame caliber talent. Do you reckon MJF has already had a Hall of Fame worthy career?
I mean, it's been dang good. It depends on which Hall of Fame we're talking about, like the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. I don't know, maybe. If there's an AEW Hall of Fame, yes. These type of early conversations are always interesting because in 2012, and I'm a basketball fan, if you'd asked me if Derrick Rose was a Hall of Famer, I'd have said, oh, yeah. Well, and then he had a catastrophic injury that changed the course of his entire career. And for a certain time, he's arguably one of the top two best players in the entire world. So the way I look at it is hopefully that, knock on wood, doesn't happen to MJF. If he continues on the course that he's on, yes, he's a Hall of Famer and whatever Hall of Fame he wants to be in. But right this second, why are we writing history before it happens? So I would say that's a great character thing out of MJF, but I don't take a bunch of stock in it. We'll see what happens from here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, a lot of the interview didn't seem kayfabe. I will say that, but at the same time, MJF loves to, merge kayfabe and, real life. So it's impossible to tell. But I mean, Shad, I'll bring you in next. If MJF was to retire this moment and there was a Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, right? Maybe WWE included AEW in it. Do you think he's done enough to justify having a place in the Hall of Fame yet?
Will I win the presidential election this coming November? No. So MJF is not a Hall of Famer already. This is an asinine statement by him, but it's a confident statement. Does he have the projection trajectory to get to the Hall of Fame? This wrestling Hall of Fame that doesn't exist? Yes, he does. He's a super talented star. He's a generational talent on AEW. And as AEW grows and stays as a concrete staple in pro wrestling, hopefully, and he is one to kind of like take it step by step throughout the way and be the face of it. Yeah, you're gonna have to put him in the Hall of Fame. It's something similar that you would put as an AJ Styles when he was on TNA. Like he's one of those guys that you see him for the first time on a major wrestling company like in AEW, and you're instantly like, oh, I like that guy. He's a star. But he's still so new to the masses and he's still so like new into the business where he's accomplished a lot at such a young age and has been great. But like you can't if you cap it now, it's a I don't know. I don't know if he is a Hall of Fame because when I'm thinking Hall of Fame, I'm thinking of people in the lights of like a Rock, like in Austin. And there's even a lot of people in WWE now. I wouldn't just solidify him as a Hall of Famer off the jump. I'm not putting in the Hall of Fame just yet. There's still stuff that needs to be done and groundwork to be made to solidify yourself as a Hall of Famer. So I think he does have a little ways to go, a lot of ways to go, but I think he can get to that level. The guy is that talented. He is, like I said, a generational talent. He's a person that is going to take AEW to a different stratosphere if pushed and given the time that they're giving him, and also if he stays there. But that can even add another element. He could become a Hall of Famer if he did go to a WWE down the road. I don't know, but he's definitely on the right footing. But as of now, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame. Maybe the AEW Hall of Fame, but not this Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame that does not exist.
Yeah. I mean, this is a difficult question because also what is the pro wrestling Hall of Fame? The way that I look at it basically is WWE is pretty much the pro wrestling Hall of Fame in a lot of ways because
Yeah.
especially in recent years they've been putting more people in it who have never even competed in WWE, right?
Mhm.
And I mean that's not going to happen anytime soon with AEW, but in like 2 decades time it might. If that was the case and MJF was to retire today and all that, what the question is, has he done enough?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Even for the WWE Hall of Fame, this might be a hot take. I really don't care about it. Like I think they literally
Wow.
they've diluted it by a lot. Like you're adding like celebrities and like Snoop Dogg and stuff to it and whatnot. Like you don't make it as renowned as it should be. And a lot of that is on obviously the guy though we don't speak of anymore. Like he's just throwing anybody in it. And like I compare it to like the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. I don't hold it with a lot of like nuance like I put the NFL Hall of Fame. The NFL Hall of Fame, very difficult. There's a lot of talented guys who've not been able to make it to that list just yet. Like you really got to be like we're talking about the best of the best throughout the history of pro wrestling. Is he the best of the best throughout the history of pro wrestling? No. Is he the
Nah, you
best
are
of the
right.
best in wrestling now? Sure. He is definitely a top 10 wrestler in professional wrestling at the
Easy.
current moment. But of all time, no, he's not that yet.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, though, Hall of Fame, it's a Hall of Fame, right? It's not, just one room of fame. So, I mean, it depends how big you want that hall to be. That is the question.
What has he? This is odd, man. Y'all gonna come make me sound like a hater. What has he done Hall of Fame worthy just yet? He's done
I
a
think he's had
lot of.
several great feuds.
Two-time
Great top
Dynamite
feuds.
Diamond Ring winner.
I think it's
That
actually like 3 or
ring,
4 time. But
I can take that ring
Multi-time.
to the. I'm taking that ring to the pawn shop, and I ain't getting that much Hall of Fame money off for that, Clark. Okay, that diamond, that that
Multi-time.
that
gosh.
that battle royal was made just for his own. That
Guy's
means
got
as much as R-Truth's 24/7 title reigns.
he's got
Like
nearly as many
To be
rings
fair,
as
I don't
Brady.
disagree.
who?
I think he
Who?
will
Wayne
catch up to him.
Brady? Marsha
Yes.
Brady? What Brady you talking about?
Wayne. It was Wayne.
We have a couple of comments here. Firstly, Rick Taylor says MJF is already a Hall of Fame talker. No doubt about that. I completely and utterly agree. Break It Down Show on Twitch says he's the Chris Jericho of this generation. He needs a fuel, which, it involves a couple like Jericho and HHH, perhaps. I mean, I don't know about that.
That's a good like comparison in the sense he does. Like on the mic, he is kind of like a Jericho, like prime Jericho, not
No, I agree with that part. The
Lemon
second
Tree,
part, too, I don't know if he needs Jericho and Triple H, Stephanie like feud. I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe that is what he's missing.
he
But
just needs to keep doing what he's doing. That's it, and not feud with
Yeah.
Roosh.
Oh no! You mess with the bull, you get the horns. But,
Oh, man.
Rick Taylor says
I
if-
feel very confident holding a red towel in front of him.
Oh, biting talk. But Rick Taylor says if Doink the Clown is Hall of Fame, MJF is. I mean, to be fair, no doubt about that. Chaos, though, I'd love to know what you think. Is MJF really has he had a Hall of Fame career already?
No, he's talking out of his ass. Like, I mean, he needs to calm down that talk if he really believes that. I mean, everyone that feels like, they are obviously meant to have that mentality to say that you are the greatest, but sure, he's got all these stats, but really it's all in just one place. Most Hall of Famers have been great champions all around. Like, Bryan Danielson's a future Hall of Famer. Sting is a Hall of Famer. Ric Flair, Hogan, right? But these are people that have left a mark across multiple promotions. Sure, MJF has had quite possibly the feud of the year in 2022 with CM Punkster. He's probably had one of the greatest Iron Man matches against Bryan Danielson. But yeah, and obviously he's a multi-time ring winner, whatever. Like you say, it means nothing. And like you said, like Shad said, yeah, you can bring it to the pawn shop, and they're just gonna look at you, and then the ring, and then you, and then the ring again, and then just laugh at your face, and then just ask you to leave. So yeah, it's don't get me wrong, he's definitely gonna be up there with one of the great talkers. If anything, he probably will even learn more once he actually eventually jumps ship to the big dub, because he said it himself. He wants to have a try over there. And yeah, I think if he goes over there and he succeeds and has some memorable moments, 110% he can be he's a Hall of Famer in the making. But to say that he already has a Hall of Famer career, he needs to stop that talk. Whether it is kayfabe or not, whether it's part of his stick, like, nah, you need to really in that, because yeah, you've only had arguably maybe like two good feuds, if anything, but one outstanding one so far, and you've been the longest reigning AEW champion, but people has been a bit divisive on that reign. So yeah, don't worry, yeah, he will be up there, just not now, dog. Just calm it, really. And
I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm actually gonna disagree with everybody. I think
you
there
would.
are so many people in the WWE Hall of Fame that if we're using, that type of, that perspective, right, we're taking that, the way that they induct people into it there. Like, I already think MJF's done more in his career than Diamond Dallas Page has. Like, that's a hot take, but I'll say it. Like, I do think he has.
What?
That's arguably fair,
Yeah.
actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
If you look at DDP's
No.
resume, now outside of the ring, DDP, but I actually Ben.
I'm not outside. I'm on the inside.
No,
Like,
that's my point. Is
company.
like you have to include the outside for DDP's impact on all of wrestling to actually compare their resumes.
If we take the yoga away, I don't think.
I mean,
DDP
obviously he was
matches up.
huge in WCW. He was obviously huge. WWF, to forget that. But in WCW,
That's
he was
true.
mega over. Like,
But here's the thing: MJF has
never the top
carried
guy in the company.
AEW. He has carried a competitor company, right? And people can say two great feuds. Come on, he's had so many great feuds. Whatever feud he's been in for the past 3 years in AEW has been the talk of AEW the vast majority of the time.
The Adam
Carry-
Cole
yeah,
sucked.
I wouldn't.
Huh?
The Wardlow
He
one
hasn't-
sucked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's not been you just said he hasn't been over the past 3 years. They've all been memorable. That was
First
not
off,
memorable.
Yeah, well, that was
the
memorable.
MJF campaign was memorable. It was awesome.
Jericho feud was memorable to you?
Jericho.
I thought it was great.
Dragged on, but like that made him a star, and I'll argue that to the day I die.
The
That
turn
Jericho
was awesome.
feud made him a star. Cody too. Cody, Jericho, Punk, which I still think is my favorite feud in AEW, the MJF and Punk one.
Punk is the best one.
Yeah, Punk
Adam
is definitely
Cole.
his best.
And honestly, I don't even think the Wardlow. I think I like the Wardlow feud a little bit more than the Jericho feud, to be honest with you.
I feel like
'Cause
the
I think he
Wardlow
did-
feud though
I
got
think he did
overlooked
his
because
job. Well, he did it like Kobe just said in the comment. Wardlow became a big time babyface, and people were backing him during that. The MJF did what he was supposed to do. Now, what happened to Wardlow after that? That's a whole nother story because that's on the guy who
Yeah.
we'll talk about later on.
I also think
Yeah.
that one got
But
deeply affected though by the fact that everyone kind of knew the whole like is MJF going to show up to Vegas thing. So in a weird way, I don't think it elevated Wardlow the way it
That's
should have
true.
or could have.
That's true.
Because that's the biggest memory that everyone like. Wait a minute, he's on a flight back to New York.
I mean,
That
people
was
were
the wildest thing ever.
people were saying Wardlow was supposed to be like Batista coming out of that, like with the whole Triple H and Batista thing.
Yeah,
And what happened? Like, I don't think it would have been to that level, but like, I definitely see the correlation a little bit to it.
they took
Where
away
he
the
could have
haircut.
had.
Yeah, the
I mean,
hair was
they-
over.
That hurt. That was the end.
Yeah.
But no, but here's the thing. AEW, right? I was having this conversation with Anthony Risciardi yesterday, actually, right? AEW have made so many young stars. Like, they've given them, star-making performances such as Takeshita, Wardlow, and there's tons of others too. But the issue that their biggest issue is that they failed to capitalize on these moments once they happen. They had nothing good for Wardlow. They had nothing good for Takeshita. Daniel Garcia at one point too was super over. Sammy Guevara as well. Like all these people, they gave major wins to, and they just failed to capitalize on it after the fact.
The issue, the problem is because he's got too many. You're juggling too many balls. Pause. Like
Yeah.
he's got too many people. Like you're adding like a lot of depth to it, adding more talent, and then you knock people down the list. Like just wait till the take it to the table episode come because we talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
I say that much because
Oh,
Ricky
yeah.
Starks is a person that we can highlight
That's
to
another
the
one.
nth degree. But it is what it is.
I mean, it's not that
No,
long ago
I
that they were
completely-
chanting Wardlow as he is entering to no music, which is
That's true.
so hard to accomplish in pro wrestling. That's one of the weirdest. How do you fumble that bag, as the kids would say these days? Like it's like you're
I
kidding.
don't
but
know how they fumbled it. I mean, Kobe says it right. Booking failed. Wardlow. I mean, with Wardlow's, with Wardlow. Yeah, remember Wardlow did the F5 at one. They F10, sorry, of course. Yeah.
They're double spinning.
Yeah, they should have booked him
spins.
like Brock Lesnar. David Marr just said, and I don't actually disagree with that. I don't. Like, they should have made him a monster.
I saw Goldberg when they were chanting Wardlow.
Goldberg too. Like he was a mix of both guys almost, and
Yeah,
Batista.
More
He was a
athletic.
mix of Brock, Batista, and Goldberg.
Like Braun Breaker and Wardlow to me are very similar athletically, and just the way that Breaker's been booked is just it's benefited him in a way that
Yeah.
Wardlow hasn't been benefited. That's just
Exactly.
the truth, being honest. And I have, I love AEW, but there was a time where Wardlow was over on AEW, different for him, but I would take a look in the mirror and look at Breaker, look at the way they booked him.
Exactly. AEW, they could have earned so much money off Wardlow, and they failed. That's the bottom line. They failed. But let's now move on because in an interview with Rest Things, Gabe Kidd, New Japan star Gabe Kidd, has officially challenged Randy Orton to a match at Wrestle Kingdom next year. Now, Clark, do you think that there's any chance of this match actually taking place?
So when I saw this, I thought it was cool. And I thought Gabe Kidd beating Eddie Kingston in that no ropes match was cool. And I think Gabe Kidd's pretty generally cool. But when in the wide world of sports would it ever be appropriate for Randy Orton to put Gabe Kidd over? And so unless he's going to squash Gabe Kidd, there are so many opponents for him to have a match with at Wrestle Kingdom that makes sense. that can be electric, that can put on an all-time outstanding match. The timing of this, headed to Forbidden Door, just tells me he's having issues getting on the AEW card. That's what this says to me. So he went after Randy Orton. Real cool. Do you go to the aquarium and stick your hand in the stingray tank and just hope you don't get stung? Like, I mean, there's no way in a million years, if Orton does go over and do that, it doesn't fully benefit Randy Orton in the WWE. That scenario just does not exist in our lifetime, at least not currently. At least not currently. And so if I'm Gabe Kidd, I respect it. I don't see you now on the Forbidden Door card. I hope it doesn't bite you in the butt when it comes to that. And how about an opponent that's more realistic and you can put on a longer match with, maybe even go over? That would make more sense to me. But Orton, absolutely not.
He also gave a more realistic challenge as well. He also challenged Dwayne The Rock Johnson too during that interview. But I mean, that one was put on the plate to him. He was asked,
he was on fire.
Yeah, he was just calling out everyone.
Is he gonna get Reigns as well?
Though. I'm not. You said you go to the aquarium. What, you're going to put your hand in the Shark Tank? Well, I mean, if you're going to go to the Forbidden Door, Tony Khan should put his hand in the New Japan roster because he's just not booking any male talent from New Japan on the Forbidden Door card.
It is interesting.
It's just so bad this year. Like, it's not forbidden. The only thing about the Forbidden Door is the Forbidden Door itself this year. The Forbidden Door is forbidden, not Forbidden Door.
Or at least it's like kind of closed. Well, I don't know, man. You never know. We'll see.
He should have main evented versus Swerve.
You're not
Gabe
wrong,
Kidd?
Shad.
Wouldn't have been terrible. No, I wouldn't have.
I like him. I like this guy a lot. I don't even know much about him. I am a Gabe Kidd fanatic. I love his character and confidence. Like, I know you don't like the dude. It remind me of Conor McGregor a little bit. He just talking crazy.
McNugget.
I love it. I think I would have
indeed.
had a main event. He could have cut a crazy promo on Swerve, and then would have had the fans amped up.
Well, talking right about Tony Khan, talking about his booking, let's talk about some of his tweets, shall we, Shard? Because, I mean, last night, Tony Khan, he got his Twitter fingers out again, and he decided late in the night, if he was in the Eastern time zone, I think it would have been midnight. If he was in the Pacific time zone, it would have been 10 p.m. And he tweeted, or 10:08 to be specific, tweeted basically saying that I book wrestling for weirdos because I'm a weirdo. I like weirdos. I only care about weirdos. And then he started bringing up all the WWE bot stuff again. And like some people online like looked into the bot thing before, and they found that there was more spam accounts for promoting AEW than there were WWE. And it was just humiliating for, when that came out at the time. So I don't know why Tony Khan's bringing back this bot argument once again. I don't know why he's leaning into it. And I mean, I'm going to be honest, I found the weirdo tweet quite funny, but the bot tweet, I don't know what he's trying to do here. I mean, Shard, do you have any idea?
I think Tony Khan just needs to back off the internet, bro. Like, Twitter is going to be his best friend, but it could be a sworn enemy for him. And it's something that he needs to, tread lightly on how he maneuvers and how he talks stuff. I understand this is a very passionate business to him. AEW is his baby. But the tweets last night made me realize that he listens to stuff on the internet entirely way too much. People on Twitter are here to poke the bear, and all you're doing is letting them poke the bear and rally you up. If you're moving smart, you continue to do what you need to do. Like, you don't need, not everything in life needs a explanation, a reason on why you do stuff. If this is your booking strategy and how you handle your business, keep it that way. But trying to address criticisms of people online or people trolling you and stuff like that, saying I do this for the weirdos, I do this for the people that like my stuff, cool. It can be that. That's not a problem. You don't have to validate yourself about it. Just do what you need to do. Like, stuff like this is off putting the other fans because they're probably regular wrestling fans that are just like, I'm not it's sickos, by the way, my fault, not the weirdos. Yeah, like Clark was saying earlier, he must be talking about Travis Scott or something. he's on his sicko mode. But it's one of these points where you're doing it more so because you feel a sense of like you you feel like you don't think the judgment and the criticism is fair, and you're trying to self-explain yourself and all that. I, I don't know. I don't like it. I think he can handle his situation a little bit better. I had a funny comment on the Wrestling Republic chat about it, and I'm not going to repeat it over here. But let's just say he likes his cereal extra frosted.
They're more than good. They're great.
I do love a bowl of Frosties. I mean they're so bad for you. They're very sugary, but
Oh, he
I
knows,
mean,
if you know what I mean.
yeah. I mean, but I agree, Tony. Sometimes in life you gotta have things which are bad for you just because they're so good.
Tony
But
Khan
now
and
let's
Tony the
move on.
Tiger. What a partnership.
Yeah, Tony the Tiger.
Because
That's his name.
Frosted
Tony the
Flakes.
Tiger is not the only one who knows what's good. So do our good friends over at Next Level. Now, if you guys don't know what Next Level is, basically, they've got all our links and they put them all in one place. All our social media place, all our content from across all social medias, and they put it in one place. And that place is nxconnect.me/Wrestling Republic to see all our content across all platforms linked all in one place. Once again, that's nxconnect.me/Wrestling Republic. I mean, guys, it's free. There's a thriving wrestling community on there as well. It's a free app if you want that too. I mean, you guys have got nothing to lose. Click the link and see all our content in one place now. But we now need to move on once again because, well, we've talked about AEW and we've talked about people signing to AEW, talents being misused by AEW. But should this guy come to AEW? Chaos, I want to get your thoughts on this. And are you muted, Chaos?
No, I'm here. I'm here. What about?
You were muted. I saw your mouth move. You were muted. Right? But basically, this all started because Bully Ray basically said that Enzo and Cass were the most original tag team to ever be called up from NXT to the main roster. And this sparked a big conversation. Should they try and, reunite that tag team in AEW? Is that something, worth doing? Should Tony Khan do it? What's your thoughts, Chaos?
To be honest, I'll be here for it. I really think they were one of the most over tag teams in WWE. Even though obviously Enzo was known to be spewing a whole lot of nothing, but especially when he went on his singles run as a cruiserweight champion, it was fun. It was very interesting. Kept the cruiserweight title relevant, and yeah, it was very fun seeing him as a heel. Obviously, to his early unfortunate release, obviously that kind of put a halt to things, and then along with that, that pretty much was the writing on the wall for cruiserweights, aka 205 Live. But yeah, see, they did a little teaser across other promotions. I believe they were in like MLW or ROH at one point. I think they ran up on they tried to invade a show and
oh yeah.
So but yeah, that obviously I felt that a bit of interest from people. And yeah, I feel like if anyone could wiggle away Cass from away from the learning tree, it would be Enzo. I do feel like this learning tree thing is so out of whack. I feel like it was meant to be for someone else, and they gave it to him instead. But yeah, I think it'll be good to see them to do. I don't think they'll be able to do the same stick as they did in WWE because of legal reasons. But yeah, I feel like there'll be a definite. It'll be fun to see them go and chase for the tag team titles. I would definitely be here for it, and I feel like they just didn't get the proper payoff that they did because obviously they broke up in WWE, which I felt was very premature. There was no need for it. And yeah, I feel like there's definitely some steam in them left. So yeah, I'd say give them a proper send off, a proper run, and seeing Enzo on like actual TV. I know he's on MLW and all these indie stuff, but like I feel like he's got a lot of potential left in this industry, especially on a big platform. So yeah, I'll say bring Enzo back and definitely reunite them and whatnot. I think I'll definitely be up for that 100%.
I do disagree with you on one point, and that point is Big Bill in the learning tree, in that learning tree faction right now. It is gold. I'm loving it. It's hilarious. I don't think Brian Keith fits it, but I think Big Bill's like been so funny in it that it works. Like he's just leaning into it so much, and I think
I just can't take him on the mic. He's so one dimensional. Like it's like.
But it's funny because of that.
I do like it's like Big Bill is fully committed to the character and the gimmick.
Yeah,
and Brian Keith is just like, no.
Chaos. Don't worry, I agree with you.
Thank you. Finally, someone actually has some sense in this damn panel. But yeah, no, like don't get me wrong. Like it'd be very interesting to see. If I would love to see Enzo try and wiggle him away from the learning tree, and then he just goes back to his old stick. How if they were able to do it word for word, bar for bar, I doubt it. But as long as they ain't cringe, or it's like there's only 2 words to describe you.
He's 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that.
Well, you can't say that. It might be legal reasons. That's what I'm saying. So you can't learn that.
No, you can't teach height.
Dude.
You can't trademark height.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Enzo and AEW would be amazing because they allow you to do a lot more on the mic, and he could be a lot more unhinged and say stuff that isn't as PG compared to what the WWE style is.
It would have been unreal, yeah.
It'd be
He's
crazy.
7'1".
I'm not
in the ring.
Bro, in-person match on the mic would be wild.
He's 7'1", and you can't teach that.
It's not.
Nice.
We do have a few
in
comments.
the ring. How are you?
Realist in the ring.
Yeah, we got it.
David Marcher is saying bada boom. He can say he's 10 feet tall, but he is saying that, he does want Enzo. He wants Enzo to come back. He wants him to debut in AEW. Meanwhile, Andy wants to see him in TNA. And Kobe fears that they would try and feed Enzo to Max Caster.
That'd be the
I'm
worst
sure you'd
rap
love
battle
that
of all time, like ever.
What the? Wait, actually, doesn't he have beef with someone in AEW?
He has a lot of beefs.
Oh no, it's Joey Janela. He's not there anymore. Never mind. Ignore me.
No.
Yeah.
A lot of people also beef with Joey Janela.
Jelly Janela.
Yeah.
Joey Janela's not in AEW. Yeah.
Jelly.
Yeah. Good
Can
riddance.
we just see a shoot fight between them?
It's not even really a diss, though. Jelly Roll is on fire right now. I'm just saying.
Anyway, Shad, I'm going to keep you in because, we need to talk about, we need to talk about, it's kind of like, this is the second week in a row, right, that I'm about to read out the SmackDown preview and my tab's closed, but I have got it back open now, right? Tonight on SmackDown, we do have several things announced, which is quite surprising because quite often there's not anything announced. The first one is a bit of a weird match. Apollo Crews versus Angel Garza. Of course, last week, Andrade defeated Apollo Crews. This week, Apollo Crews, he wants to get revenge on Angel Garza. We also have Johnny Gargano versus Grayson Waller as well to look forward to. And Jade Cargill versus Indy Hartwell. Cody Rhodes will appear and Solo Sikoa will officially anoint Tonga Loa into the bloodline. And we do have it confirmed now. It is no longer Tanga Loa, it is Tonga Loa. So in my mistake I did in the post where I said Tonga Loa when he debuted, I was actually right. I just clearly have sources which you guys don't know about. But we also, of course, it's Sunday, isn't it, Shad?
Yes, Battleground.
Yes,
sir.
We've got NXT Battleground, of course. You and Clark covering it on Off the Air with a special guest, Megan, joining this week, where it's an exciting card. It's a bit of a forbidden door card, even, because for the NXT Women's Championship, we have Roxanne Perez defending against Jordan Grace. For the NXT Championship, we have Trick Williams defending against Ethan Page. Then for the North American Women's Championship, the debut of the championship, we have a 6-woman ladder match between Last Legend, Fallon Henley, Michin, Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, and Kaylani Jordan. And what I'm really excited for, we have a triple threat for the North American Championship, Obafemi versus Wesley versus Joe Coffey. Then for the NXT Tag Team Championship, we have Axiom and Nathan Frazier versus the OC. And of course, in NXT Underground, we got Shayna Baszler versus Lola Vice. This for an NXT event feels like it's a large card. I think it is. So it's 6 matches. I mean, it is a little bit larger than they traditionally were, but still, I'm excited for it. But Shad, I'm presuming you're going to pick something from the NXT side. What are you most excited for this weekend in professional wrestling?
I am excited for women's wrestling thriving again on NXT. I can't just pick one. I'm sorry, Ben. I'm gonna pick the ladies for the entire weekend. But if you want me to specifically pick one, it's the I gotta pick all of it. I'm sorry. It's just the fact that it's NXT does the best job presenting women's wrestling out of any other company, in my opinion. The fact that you have 3 matches and none of them feel like a quota match, to where a lot of other companies have like a quota match where we're just putting the women's match on here on our weekly TV. They do it on a weekly basis where women get most of the airtime. And all 3 of these matches have a very, valid storyline going into it. The one I'm most excited for is not the Roxanne and Jordan Grace, and it's not the underground match. It is the inaugural ladder match for the NXT North American title. I say that because the fact that they have such a deep roster of women in NXT, it makes sense to have an additional title on their show. And the women that are in this match are all phenomenal. I mean, they all could definitely be fighting for an NXT women's title against Roxanne themselves. But I mean, Fallon Henley's been doing a lot of amazing stuff since she's gotten to NXT. Kalani Jordan, athletically super gifted. Jada Parker and Lash Legend, 2 very charismatic and strong figures on the roster. Mia Yin coming in, being the veteran, trying to get a title from a brand that she did a lot of work in is dope to see. But most importantly, we got to talk about the person who I've pick winning, Miss Sol Ruka, who is a human highlight reel every week we see it. So I'm excited for all the women's matches, but the one I gotta highlight specifically would definitely be that ladder match.
I'm excited for it. I truly, truly am. I mean, David Marge is pumped up for it as well. I mean, it is great to see, women being showcased, on an equal level, like you were saying, because a lot of promotions just aren't doing that. NXT, you've been saying it for months, and I completely agree. It is, everybody should take inspiration from it because it is the one place where they are booking women fairly. And I can't believe in 2024 we're still having to say this, but that's how it should be.
But to your point, and before I get off the topic, it's not like they're getting a group of women that have been doing it for a while. They're helping build these super green talent that are not even
Exactly.
wrestlers. Like these are women that are like brand new to professional wrestling and creating them as stars. Like I say it all the time. I think Sol Ruka could be the next Charlotte Flair if
Wow.
developed. I think she is as fluid athletically, and she can get the technical stuff down. I think she could be just as good as Charlotte Flair.
That is a wild take. And I say it's a wild take. I don't actually disagree with it. That would be very interesting to see. That is for sure. But we will have to, wait and see. But I'm excited for it, no doubt about it. But Chaos, I'm going to bring you in next because I want to find out between SmackDown, between NXT, even maybe AEW Collision thrown in there. What are you most excited for this weekend?
Crap, I forgot about Collision. Anyway, did I say that out
So
loud?
does everyone else.
Not Soul. He will ride or die for that show. Goodness.
Dog
sake.
pylon collision.
I'm more excited for SmackDown just to see obviously what the fallout is with certain things, especially when it comes to the tag team champions with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Obviously they teased a potential breakup already regarding them. And by looks of things, it wouldn't surprise me if someone like DIY might be the next tag team champions the way things are going, because I know it's Johnny Gargano versus Grayson Waller, I believe. So I feel like so I got a feeling they're going to be building up towards probably them being the next babyface team to take it from them, due to probably Theory turning on Waller, and then they're going to do their thing, which I'm surprised because I thought that they were very high on them, A-Town Down Under. But yeah, so something's got to give with Theory, and yeah, I think probably that's why they're probably going to build up to a return of the Way, maybe see what's going on with that. But yeah, Battleground does look jam packed. Obviously, they have to make it big because obviously they're at the apex, and I know it is. I'm definitely looking forward to the Shayna Baszler versus Lola Vice match. I got a feeling I don't think they'll be using the cage for that. Probably for logistic reasons. They probably won't. Maybe it'll be hilarious to see them actually in the cage. But yeah, that one I'm definitely looking forward to, and obviously everything will go on with the bloodline because I don't care. I'm still on this bloodlines this thing. I just want to see I'm still anticipating the return of my tribal chief, and then see where it goes from there. Because yeah, they're doing that storyline. Sorry.
You wanted him to lose the championship. You can't call him.
No. I just knew that the writing was on the wall. Sometimes you got to be a realist.
No, you turned on him. You fake fan. Plastic. You're plastic.
I'll give Chaos credit. We both still have our ones up. Chaos.
Exactly. We still have our ones up.
I admitted I was wrong too.
You was in denial, and it was to the point where I actually replayed that situation. What?
I believe in the tribal chief. You don't.
Yeah. And that's what you tried to believe in when we did take it to the game episode, which by the way, actually went live earlier on, and we also what happened on that. So,
no, I'm gonna have to bring this up to you though, Chaos.
There we go.
I can't believe you edited the ending to make it seem like the result was the opposite way. Well, I was there in person, and I'm more than aware of the fact that the story was not finished. But I mean, listen. However, at the end of the day, you had editing control, and at the end of the day, you abused it. But I mean.
You be hanging around. You be hanging around with TK as well, isn't it? Them Frosties are extra strong today.
I did say I love it. I do love a good.
It's not Wendy's. It's a Frosted Flakes partnership. Don't involve Wendy's. Wendy's did nothing wrong.
What the? Yeah.
That's where you get Frosties.
That's true. Yeah,
sorry, Shad gets the joke.
Them?
Frosties at Wendy's are just basically
those in the comments. This is the diversity of two Americans.
Yeah,
wait a second. So
only Shad got my joke, and then Chaos half got it because
I half got it.
Yeah. What
cereal were you talking about?
No, Frosted Flakes. Whose
Wendy's
mascot is Tony the Tiger.
Ice cream called a Frosty.
We have Tony the Tiger. He's Frosties.
No, he's Frosted Flakes.
Great.
No,
it's them more than good.
Clark's talking about Frosties and Wendy's, and the more we talk Clark, the less you're going to talk about this topic. So this is
I'm not even worried about it. I know exactly what I'm excited about for this weekend, and it's real simple.
Cornflakes.
It's first off, cornflakes are disgusting. That's ridiculous. I would never.
Oh my God, you did not say that. Oh,
they are nasty.
This is plain cereal.
You got to put sugar in it to make it good. Might as well have Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, you might as well have Frosted Flakes.
Okay.
To be fair, I do put sugar on top of my Frosties. I'm really
bad. Listen, here's the deal. Here's what I'm excited about this weekend, and there's been some concern about like the size as far as attendance is concerned at the Apex for Battleground. The Apex, what they're capable of production wise, you got to understand, really stemmed out of the pandemic and showing the fights as best they could from Las Vegas in the pandemic. It started with Fight Island and all of that. UFC, MMA put on shows that, just like pro wrestling, there were basically two organizations, not even organizations, two mediums that were able to continue to focus through and weather the storm. And that's the WWE and the UFC, as well as AEW. I got to give them credit for the work during the pandemic. But this facility, from a production standpoint, is world-class all-star. This is going to look so cool. If we can remember back to the days at Full Sail, where you're looking at a school based in production, a school for production, putting on the shows, it's going to feel like that. So I'm excited to see what they can do with camera work and with that venue. And they're going to fill it more than people think. They're capable of having more people in there than people realize. The size of the Apex is big. That underground match, Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice, has been built so well on Tuesday nights. I'm so excited about that one. In the Apex, I hope they put it in an octagon. Why wouldn't you? Put it
Because
in an
How
octagon.
would you do it logistically?
Here's what I would say is start with we're going to do a no ropes thing and go, wait a minute, we're at the apex. I'm tired of people getting involved, and put it in an octagon and do the match in that octagon. I think it can be executed as well as any of the underground style, blood sport style matches inside of 8 Sides of Steel. 100%. I think it can. I
So
think
are
it
you
can.
saying it should be pre-recorded?
We keep outside interference out of it, and it's pre-recorded. Yes.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
Yes. I think that's how we do this one. Because you'll get the crowd pop when you do the segment that leads into it. But that's something that if I had the pen, I would do. I mean, other than that, the ladder match, like Shadi mentioned, pretty much all of Battleground, I am excited about. The idea that it's at the Apex, that it's in Las Vegas, is just so enticing to me. I can't really get over it. I love all the crossover stuff too. We brought up Waller and Theory already, right? That crossover with Jared Cannonier at the UFC facility, hitting the speed bag, is one of those things that crack me up. It's fun. And then both clearly reacting to how hard Cannonier hit the speed bag and then going like, well, he can't do a drop kick. It's one of my favorite social media things we've seen all I guess now early summer, spring. It's just fun stuff. And I'm excited for the weekend as a whole, but this NXT card has been built so well.
You are forgetting the
it
most
has been.
important crossover, bro.
What?
There is a WWE Wrestling Republic crossover. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller did meet our own Drizzy.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. You're so right. Actually, that is the best crossover of the week.
Absolutely. I thought you were going to say Sexy Red because, of course, she's also going to be there as David points out.
I should have said that. Chaos is on the show. My bad. I forgot about saying that. Yeah.
That's why I didn't
Good.
mention
That's all
it.
Yeah,
points.
hold on,
Forgettable.
But yeah,
I knew he would
y'all can
throw
see
up
if you wanna
if I
put me
said
on the
it.
big
I was
screen.
going to say Sexy Red myself, and then I know Chaos
This is
well enough.
Drizzy. This is
Shout
Grayson
out,
Waller.
Drizzy.
This is Austin Theory. Yes,
It
sir.
would
Shout
get
out
ugly.
to all of them. A-Town
We-
down under in the Republic.
Yeah, man.
But,
Yeah, man.
guys, that does bring us to the end of the show. Thank you to Shard, thank you to Clark, and thank you to Chaos for joining me here today. It's been a really fun one, and we'll be back tomorrow to talk a little bit of SmackDown.
New
For people
episode.
who watch...
New episode.
Oh, yeah, go for it, Chaos.
Yes, just quick one. New episode of Take It to the Game is out now on the YouTube, on Wrestling Republic's YouTube channel, where I face El Jefe up there, and yeah, we replay the WrestleMania 40 main event of night 2 actually, and yeah, if you want to see how it goes down, yeah, be sure to check that out. So yeah.
Also, Allison Analysis tomorrow is unfortunately cancelled because I've got an exhibition to go to, to be a part of, but it
Check
will
us
be
out
back
on the
for Monday
Daily.
Night Raw. Yeah, exactly. That's why I plugged the
I'm
Daily
hosting.
first. Go for that. Watch the Daily, same time tomorrow, guys. Right? There won't be any thumbs up, but you should leave a thumbs up on the Daily video. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Pa, 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 pa.